What's up, Packers fans? Aaron Negler here with your gut reactions after the Packers lose in embarrassing fashion here at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Don't really need to rehash a play-by-play for you guys. You guys watched the game. Here to talk to you fine folks, Packers fans worldwide. But before we do, I do want to give a shout-out to everybody who showed up at the Dog and Duck on Friday. Unbelievable turnout. Throughout the weekend, it's been insane running into so many Packers fans from across the globe who know about Cheesehead TV and utilize this as a way to connect to their favorite team. So I cannot thank you enough. Everybody who has stopped us and said, hey, I love your site. I love everything you do, blah, blah. I really, really appreciate it. With that said, let's talk about the morass, the horrificness, the destitute ridiculousness that we saw all afternoon and the evening. It was a gorgeous night here in London, thank God. But outside of that, ain't a whole lot to be excited about here, right? This has been a team that has been really inconsistent, unable to sustain things, certainly a half-by-half team almost at this point. And the absolute swing for this game was the 3-and-out after the Giants had driven for 8 minutes, resulting in a touchdown. 3 deep shots, 3 incompletes, 26 seconds taken off the clock by the Packers, punted away, and then they're down by 7 after that next drive. Everything after that just flowed the Giants' way, and the Packers had no answers. And Aaron at the podium just now talking about that 3-and-out, I asked about, were they trying to create an explosive play, trying to jumpstart the offense, something along those lines. He said he liked all 3 calls, but he did say he didn't make those calls. They're all calls from Matt on the sideline, all calls he liked. But man, I'm telling you, if there's not a more obvious time that you should be running the football, especially against a defense that's given up 5 yards plus a clip, shocking to me, just shocking. But listen to me, bellyache. Let's talk to you guys. What's on your mind? Vex starts us off. Thank you with the super chat, buddy. I am sorry for your loss. I hope you are okay. This Packers loss reminds me of the playoff loss to San Francisco. I'm pretty over Matt LaFleur and Aaron Rodgers' deep shots when down points. The entire defense is a disgrace. Now, the defense is its own special problem, isn't it? Especially when you have so much invested on that side of the ball, you expect better results. There's zero question about it. I thought the defensive front played a lot better today than they did last week, but the secondary was absolutely clueless throughout the entirety of the second half, especially. But even before Saquon Barkley went down, you could see they really had no answers on the back end. Now, I think, clearly Jones was making plays with his legs, and I can't imagine the Packers weren't prepared for that. I think after the initial first down pickup, you saw that they, kind of buttoned that up. They were kind of ready for it. But Daniel Jones played out of his mind today. I was very, very impressed. As far as the deep shots from down points, I'm with you, brother. I'm absolutely with you, man. What else we got, folks? What else we got here? We got Joel. Joel, thanks for the super chat. Go grab a couple of pints to wash away the sadness. That is the plan, Joel. I'm meeting Corey as soon as I'm done. Overshadow, thanks for the super chat. A moment for real matter snags. We love you, brother. My condolences are with you and your family. Safe travels getting back. Thank you, Overshadow. Really appreciate it, man. Greatly appreciate it. And real quick, really, really appreciate everyone reaching out throughout the weekend regarding the passing of mom.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, thanks for the super chat. Thanks for all you guys do at Cheesehead TV. When will they lean on 33? Heard he's great. That's what's baffling, right? You have a guy who is clearly the thing that stirs the drink on offense, yet you steadfastly refuse to run the offense through him. Refuse to give him the football. Look, I prefer you let him run the ball, but hell, just get him a swing pass, a little angle route, get the ball in his hands. Something unbelievable. Aaron, what is going on with Savage? Tyler, thanks for the super chat. Did not have a great game today. No doubt about it. He needs to play better overall. I think it's interesting because, a couple of years ago when he was in Penton's defense, he was much better towards the line of scrimmage, but I think he really, he did not play very well in that regard today. I think he was probably a little bit, at this point, maybe a little bit more comfortable as that roving safety up top, but yeah, there's no doubt he needs to pick up his game. No question about it. Joseph, thank you for the super chat. Was it just me, or did Aaron miss a lot of throws? It was not just you, Joseph. He mentioned it in his post-game presser. As I said a couple weeks ago, he always owns what's his, and that's certainly part of it. He said the throw to Cobb, if it's just a little bit better, you're talking about kind of a big play that sparks the offense, etc., rather than 3 and out. But yeah, there were a number of throws where it seemed like he's trying to take these sideline shots, and they're all going out of bounds, not really even giving the receivers a chance. Some of them. He did mention on that first down play, the one to Lazard up the right sideline. It sounds like there was some kind of mix-up between Lazard and Dobbs. Otherwise, probably would have been more on target. What else we got, folks? Kelvin, thanks for the super chat. Just met Corey in the concourse. He's waiting for you, Nags. Any Cheesehead TV pints afterwards. Also, shite game. I told Corey, man, he can jet if he needs to. Totally get it. But Kelvin, no, nothing organized that we're doing tonight. Soder, thanks for the super chat. 2 holds on 29. Took 2 sacks deep in Giant territory off that board. Those flags really hurt. That's a really good point, and it's baffling to me how they cannot see that Ross Sewell needs to be playing outside. He's not built to handle those quick twitch guys on the interior. That is not his game. He is awesome at taking guys off the line of scrimmage, manning up, using that sideline as help. Jair in the slot makes all the sense in the world. And why they refuse to go that route, I will never. John Moore, thank you for the super chat. Is Matt McCarthy becoming too conservative? What do you mean? He threw the 3 deep shots, or called the 3 deep shots. Anyway, no, I don't think he's becoming too conservative. If anything, he's too aggressive. Justin, thanks for the super chat. Thought we finally had a D to hang our hats on. Yeah, we all thought coming into the season they'd be a lot better than they've shown so far. But that is Joe Barry's job now. He has got to fix this. There is zero question that he has been handed a boatload of talent. And for it to be performing at this level, I'm going to call it embarrassing, but it's not good. It's not. I love Mike. Why did we abandon the run? Mike, if I could answer this question, I'm telling you, I would be sitting pretty. I have no idea. I don't know. Especially against a defense that was basically allowing 5 yards a play. No clue. Mark, thanks for the super chat. Barbara, Eden, D, everything open over the middle. It's true. Too old for this. Thanks for the super chat. Open receiver for a 4-yard first down? Nah, launch it deep to a covered Lazard. That's a good idea. I feel you, man. It's frustrating. No doubt about it. Jake, thanks for the super chat. Apart from the loss, have you enjoyed London? Oh, my God, Jake. I have had an absolute ball here in London this weekend. It has been absolutely incredible. Everyone has been so insanely welcoming and nice. And even at the Chelsea match, this is true. I was walking up with my former brother-in-law, still my very good friend, Adam, and we were walking up to our seats in the shed, and some dude goes, "Oh my God, Cheesehead TV." It gets wild, man. It's been wild in that regard. Everywhere I go, just walking to the stadium, people, "Oh, Cheesehead TV." So, yeah, London's been great. Packers fans are amazing. It's been completely awesome. Vex, thanks for the super chat again. Also, get a goddamn first down and get your defense off the field. I mean, that's the point I was making in gut reactions on the site. The whole game swung off that 3 and out. The whole game. That is the fulcrum from which the game swung. That sequence. There's zero doubt in my mind. The cheese got moldy at halftime. Well said. Well said. What else we got? Rogers, that. Pint fun, pour one out. We're all with you, Nag. Safe travels, bud. This loss sucked. About sums it up. Well done, brother. Jeff, thank you for the super chat. Are those the best 2 play calls you have on 3rd and 4th and 2? I mean, the last one's an RPO, and Rodgers makes the right read there because they're going pressure, they're going cover 0. I don't hate the idea of throwing it there, but getting it out quick, etc. Just sucks that it got batted in the air. It's like the 3rd down call. But yeah, no, are there more possibly better chance getting in tight calls? Yeah, probably, but they like those in the moment. So I never really say there's better execution, and they score, and we're all cheering, and it doesn't matter. Overshadowed, thanks to the super chat. Decades of crap defensive coordinations. I mean, baby, today was a rough one, no doubt about it. When Barkley had that 40-yard run, it was rough after that. Yeah, it was, but they were still in the game at that point. Even after giving up points on that drive, they were still in the game. They were still in control of the game at that Not so after they gave up the 8-minute touchdown drive and then going 3 and out. All swung. Too old for this. Thanks again, buddy. Nothing like seeing your favorite EPL team live. I'm glad you got to catch the Blues, but go Reds. Mary Poppins Go Pack says, Ryan Wood. Shout out from YouTube. Let's go, Mets. Maximilian, thanks for the super chat. Haven't drank this much in the morning since college. Tough second half, except for special teams. What's the emphasis in practice this week? Hopefully, run blocking and lots of. Tamor, thanks for the super chat. This is the Joe Barry people were afraid of when they first hired. Am I right? Yes. Portmaster, what's up, buddy? Thanks for the super chat. At least we lost as a team. If you say you went wrong and pick any of these, you'd be right. Run the ball more. Play more aggressive on D. Stop defensive holding calls. More quick passing, less deep shots, etc. What's mind-boggling is that this short, ball control stuff was working. They were pretty damn consistent with it in the first half. And then all of a sudden, they just got off to the races and tried to throw it all over the yard downfield. They should have hired the Broncos DC, young and aggressive. Maybe they will. Who knows? Barry has fizzled out just like Pettin and Capers after a year and 5 games. Wow, you guys are quick. Douglas is overrated. No, Bunny, Douglas is not overrated. He is playing pretty out of position. I don't like him inside. And I think week by week, we keep seeing examples of he is much better suited on the perimeter. I still think he's a very good player. He's just not being asked to do what he should do. Smallsish, thanks to the super chat. 12 looks rough on deep throws. Hurts to see. I mean, remember last year at the beginning of the season, he was not terribly effective on some of those deep throws, even to Devontae, but other people as well. And then as the year went on, those became more and more reliable. So I wouldn't say oh, it's over, you can't connect on those anymore, etc. I do suspect he will continue to improve as the year goes along. But in the meantime, it sucks to practically throw a game away while you're doing that. Brandon, thanks for the super chat. Douglas is not quick enough to play the slot. People need to pump the brakes on the talent of this defense. Coaches get paid too. I mean, pump the brakes on the talent. There's talent there. I don't think you can really feasibly sit there and tell me there's not talent to talk about on this defense. There's talent at all 3 levels. But A, they do, yes, have to play better. But B, correct, coaches get paid too, and they have to put them in position to succeed. Putting Rasul inside, I think, is doing him a disservice. Uncultured. What's up, buddy? Thanks for the super chat. Can the Packers leave Joe Barry in the UK? He should be in the same place as Paul Christ, off fishing somewhere or something. Man, it's only getting rougher for young Barry as this season goes along. Oh, man. They have plenty of talent. Yes, Brandon. Yes, they do. This fan base is so bipolar. We've been so blessed with wins for so long. It's okay to be where we are. A lot of season left. There is a lot of season left, and there's a lot to fix and accomplish, which they can do both. But, as each week ticks off, you get later and later in the season, it becomes, keep having the same conversations week after week. That's down to the coaching staff. They have got to shore some things up. There's zero doubt about that. Badger Trio, thanks to the super chat. 3 years with Matt, we struggled to put teams away. You ain't lying. No lies told. Ed, thanks for the super chat. Nags, with Coach and Rodgers, the panic button is never far away. Hero ball and not taking what opponent provides. I think that's really well stated, Ed. Can't disagree. Ed, thanks to the super chat. Second half was abysmal for the youngsters. Imagine a decade of that. There is losing and there is getting beat. They got beat. Hey, as Matt said at his presser, I totally agree. Got to give the Giants credit. Talk about playing well all 4 quarters, even while they were down, still getting after it, playing physical. And hey, that is a well-coached team. So shout out to the Giants. I don't think it's any mystery. 4-1. Vex, thanks again, buddy. This team should be 1-4, 0 good wins. Now that Tampa win was good. I disagree. Tampa win was very good. Uncultured, thanks for the super chat. I would love to see what LaFleur offense really looks like. We won't see it as long as Rodgers is in town. This is true, but you'll also see very different operation. I hear you, but Matt LaFleur called those 3 plays, those 3 shots. Now, was he calling those because he has Aaron Rodgers at quarterback? Probably. But yeah, there has to be an adjustment. No doubt about it. Will the Packers ever have dog mentality? Just put teams away. I think maybe they try to do that a little too much with the attempt to go downfield, etc. They certainly don't do it on defense. Another game, another week of not dictating whatsoever on the defensive side of the ball, which is a bit kind of baffling to me with the amount of talent they have. No doubt. It feels like this offense is trying to run through Cobb. Love Cobb, but can we try Jones instead? I don't disagree. I don't disagree at all. And look, Randall, I thought came to play. I thought he had a nice game. I mean, I know he had the one kind of real bang play that at the end of the first half could have been a gainer to get him in the at least within the 5 there right before half. But he had a number of really nice catches. But yeah, Aaron Jones should 1,000,000,000% be seeing way more action than he is. There is zero doubt about that. Ian, thank you for the super chat. Result aside, an incredible day to be a UK Packers fan. Never been in an international series game with that atmosphere. What a fan base. Go Pack Go. And disagree, man. It was absolutely amazing. The vibe, fans, it was absolutely incredible. I'm not going to lie. I was kind of blown away. No fire on this offense. They produce, but sorry, I missed it. But they produce here, but there's no fire. I think I know what you mean. I don't disagree. Big Dog doesn't not score in London. I know. 2017, he had 3 touchdowns here in London. So this is clearly his town. I love it. Soder, what's up, man? Thanks for the super chat. Run the damn ball. Football can be that simple. I don't disagree again. We need to see how they respond to this. I mean, I think it's pretty I mean, every time this happens, they have a type of offensive performance. The next week they come out and suddenly magically find the run ball option, with both Jones and Dillon. That's who they've got to be, and why they steadfastly refuse to do so. It's mind-boggling. Ryan, thank you for the super chat. Rodgers needs to retire if he keeps playing hero ball. Bold statement, Ryan. Steven, thanks for the super chat. Am I wrong to think a big problem is linebackers not getting depth on those intermediate routes? It's impossible to say, Steven. If we don't know the calls, we don't know the coverages. Sure, it might look like that when balls are getting completed over the middle, but we don't know what the call is. We don't know what their assignments are. We don't know what their drop points are supposed to be, etc. It's really hard to make that a blanket statement. Lazy, apathetic, weak-willed, soft, entitled. That's the current state of this team. Damn. Or Brandon, sorry, Brandon. Tell us how you really feel. Rodgers takes another sack to move out of field goal range. Yeah, that was. I think the woman's name was Wendy on Packer Transplants this past week. Wendy, if you're watching tonight or later after the replay's up, remember how you said they always seem to take a timeout to get into a better play and then immediately take a sack afterwards?
Thank you. Bye-bye.
There you go again. You were prescient and you're calling that out. Amy, thank you for the super chat. I didn't plan on drinking too much today, but here we are. Brandon, thank you for the super chat. With Watson in the game, it seems like a different offense. Does his presence alone help the whole offense? I'd like to see more deep shots at him, even though he has limited snaps. Yeah, I think it does, because it gets them in that package with the motion that they seem to love, and that creates a little bit of doubt, right? The idea that linebackers have to honor that end around, and even though they did get stopped for like -3 at some point this game, still, safeties, linebackers, they're all looking at him, right? And they're all kind of changing their pre-snap kind of motion or footwork because they're worried about it. And then once he went down, sorry guys, once he went down with a hamstring injury, it did change kind of what they were trying to do on offense. Why you don't turn that ship and turn it into, okay, we're going to button up and run the ball. Guys, can we just run the ball, Diego? I keep asking them to, but Matt won't return my calls. No, I'm kidding. Okay, I got to get going. I can't thank you guys enough. Oh, Uncultured, last super chat. Here we go. After the defeat in the playoffs last season, I was looking forward to a rebuild with a young mobile QB, drafting fast receivers. How many more years of Aaron Rodgers flying circus are we in for? As both he and Mark Murphy said, started training camp. It's year by year. So we'll have to sit through the entire offseason of will he, won't he. Well, not the entire offseason. Some of it. I'm so frustrated. I hear you, John. Look, Packers fans everywhere, I know everyone's frustrated today. There's zero doubt. It's an embarrassing loss. The game they had total control of, they let completely slip away. But it is still pretty early in the season. Now it's getting late. It's starting to get late. Starting to get, we're getting towards the middle. But there's a lot of ball game. And hopefully this serves as a wake-up call for the entire team. But most importantly, a wake-up call for Matt LaFleur and Joe Barry, because they both need it. Because today was completely unacceptable. And it's the kind of, I want to say, second week in a row where they have looked thoroughly out of coach on both sides. All right, buddy, I got to get going. I can't thank you enough for hanging out, talking Packers, even after an abysmal performance like we saw in the second half from the Green and Gold today. Please do me a monster favor and hit like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and then tell your friends, tell your family. Cheesehead TV, we are devoted to Green Bay Packers fans worldwide. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a great night or day if you're back in the States. Thank you so much. Go Pack Go.